Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing and demonstrating the brand new Christian Louboutin face and eye palettes. I already unboxed everything in my last luxury haul, so I will link that video down below in case you're curious and you'd like to see my first impressions. But this is what the box looks like for La Palette. It's available in Rouge Louboutin and Noir Louboutin. I picked up one of each and they retail for $78. The refills are also $78, so everything is sold separately. When you open up the box, the palette is just sitting right inside, and then down at the bottom you can see there's a little red bottom key, and this is the tool that you use to change out the refills. I think it's a nice touch that they included that in there, because it is inconvenient when you need to change out your refill and you have to find a pin that's just the right size. So if you hold on to this larger box, you should be able to keep that little pin. The palettes feel incredible. It's very weighted, it feels sturdy, high quality, as if you could drop it, chuck it across the room at somebody, use it for self-defense, and nothing bad would happen to it, which is what you would expect from the price, but also refillable packaging has to be able to stand the test of time. This palette will do just that. It has a really strong magnet to open and close the compact. When you open it up, you have a nice sized mirror inside, and the bottom of the compact has a little note. It says, "From Christian with love." Another great packaging detail that I didn't expect the first time I opened them up, but I think it's really nice. And this palette has some depth to it, so if you didn't want to fill it with product, you could potentially store hair clips, bobby pins, jewelry, rings, use it to display on your vanity. You could also put cards and cash in here if you just wanted to carry it as a little clutch for the evening. The black is my personal favorite because I love the contrast between the black studs and the red Louboutin bottom, inspired by the red soles of their shoes. The Rouge Louboutin is also really beautiful, but it's just red on red. I think the black on red looks really cool. Definitely Louboutin beauty aesthetic. It's really easy to fill the palettes and change out the products inside. This is what luxury refillable packaging should look like. Hermes, take note. No glue involved here. It's just a really strong magnet. It's not going to go anywhere. And it does come with the little red bottom key. Both the cheek and eyeshadow palettes come in this little red cardboard box. Included is a little card of instructions, just in case you are confused, but it is very user-friendly. And they sit in this little plastic protector. So if you wanted the product and not the refill, you could absolutely just purchase this and just keep it in the plastic. If you wanted the palette and not the product, you could also do that as well. You have 3 different options to choose from. I found it really tricky deciding what eyeshadow palette to pick up because all 3 of them looked very beautiful, all wearable colors. I decided on Rose Pigalle in the end because this one spoke to me just a little bit more than the others. All 3 cheek palettes were beautiful as well, but I felt like So Delicate would be the most flattering for my light skin tone. So this one comes with a pink and a coral blush, and then this pearly highlighter in the center. I haven't swatched anything yet, but earlier I accidentally nicked the pink blush with my thumbnail. I was so mad, and I pressed the powder down to try to fix it and smooth it all out, and it felt really soft and creamy. So I have high expectations now. I have a good feeling about this. I zoomed you in nice and close for the demonstration portion of the video, and I'm going to finish my face first. The only thing I have on right now is foundation, concealer, powder, and then I filled in my eyebrows, but I don't have any bronzer, no blush, nothing on the cheeks. And I pulled out what is my only clean powder brush. This is a Rufford 19, and I'm going to do 1 blush on each cheek, and then we'll do highlighter all over the face. On my luxury haul, somebody mentioned that this little design embossed right on top of the blush looked like heel bottoms, and at first I couldn't see it at all, but now I think that's probably exactly what it is. Just like little heels imprinted on the powder. It looks so pretty. It's a very bright pink, so I'm going to keep it pretty conservative and try to build it up slowly. Oh yeah, because there's color payoff. Woo, you have to be careful. I like that it doesn't kick up a lot of dust because that way you don't lose a lot of product. It doesn't just blow away in the wind. Oh my goodness, it's very pink. It's very pink. I can't see it as much in the viewfinder. I can see it a lot in person. That's okay. I'm going to use the other side of the brush to help blend that out. Ooh, it's very pretty. It's a nice soft and delicate pink. I think that looks really pretty. Once I add bronzer and color to my face, I think this is going to look really nice. And it's bold. And it doesn't look powdery or heavy on the cheek at all. Maybe because I blended it really nicely with the blank side of the brush, but it just looks really soft and diffused on the face. I really like it. Oh yeah, it has a little bit of a gold sheen to it. It's nice. The color is pretty. The color looks pretty pink. Like, this looks pink, but this looks pink. Doesn't really look that coral on the skin. This looks more of a flat pink. Not flat, but maybe more of a natural finish. And then this one has the glow. The tone, the actual color, the shade of the blush looks very similar. I really like both sides. I think the blush is really nice. I like the texture of the blush. I think it blends really nicely on the skin. It blends easily. And it doesn't look heavy or dry or dusty. The only problem I have right now is that I just can't really see a good distinction between the pink and the coral. I don't want to ruin the makeup look for the day, so I think this is enough blush on either side. Hopefully you can see this is the coral, this is the pink. Now I picked up another brush and I'm going to apply this highlighter on both cheeks. Ooh, pretty. It's very pearly. Ooh. I love it. I think it looks really pretty. Because it is so bright pearl, it's reflecting a lot and it looks really bright. But whenever I turn my head out of the light, it doesn't look so harsh. Definitely has a creamy pearl undertone, so I think this highlighter will be best on somebody with a light skin tone. My only real issue is that I don't think there's a distinction between the shades in the palette. I don't know if that's true for just So Delicate or if that's true for all of them. Maybe it's two shades of a similar blush but just different finishes, because that's the case here. But let me know what you think. I'll be interested to watch this video back and see if I can spot a difference maybe that I can't see right now in the viewfinder. But let me know your opinion. Can you tell the difference in the shades of blush? The pink versus the coral. Before I move on to the eyes, I want to swatch them so you can see what they look like. It's pretty bright. It feels so soft and silky. It's good. Ooh. See, on the fingers, there's a huge difference. I can definitely tell the shades are different. I love both of them too. The pink is kind of a strawberry pink, and the coral is so pretty, especially with that shimmer. Kind of reminds me of Tom Ford Love Lust. Really nice. I'm not a huge fan of pearly white highlighters on the skin. I prefer if they have a little peach or a little color to them because I think it looks more natural. I think as long as you're light-handed, it will probably be fine. If you're not light-handed, it will look very bright and blinding on the skin. Right now, I adjusted the camera settings just a little bit, which should make the picture a little bit less bright. So I'm going to zoom you in again. I'm going to show you close-ups of each cheek. This is the pink, this is the coral. Face is now done, so we're moving on to eyes, and I'm picking up this Rose Picale eyeshadow palette, which is so pretty. I was drawn to this one because I love this bronze, and I like how they included this berry tone, kind of the deep brown, and this really pretty gold up here. I'm going to begin by swatching these eyeshadows. That way I can get a feel for the texture, and maybe it will inspire me for the look that I'm going to create today. I'm going into this gold eyeshadow first. Looks pretty. Looks a little bit sheer on the finger. No, it's building up. Oh wow, that's really pretty. It feels a bit glittery. That might be a shadow that's best applied with a wet brush. I'm not sure, but now I'm going to go into this really pretty bronze. Ooh. I love this color. It's so pretty. Oh wow. Next I'm swatching this berry since that's the other metallic shade. These three are really metallic, and these look like they have a hint of luminosity to them. So I'm going to swatch the metallic shades first. It's nice. It's pretty. It's berry, but it's a wearable berry. So these two have shimmer to them. This one has a little bit more of that fine glitter. It's a micro glitter, it's not chunky, but this one has sparkle. So that could be more of maybe like a pop shade to compare it to Charlotte Tilbury. Next I'm going into this. Ooh, now this feels really creamy. Oh, it goes on pretty light. It's pretty though. This one kind of reminds me of Natasha Denona. Next I'm going over here. That one is pretty light as well. And last but not least, this dark chocolate. Oh yeah, the dark chocolate is creamy. That's just one swipe. Not bad. Oh yeah, and you can easily build it up. That looks pretty, so that will be great for depth, dimension, potentially eyeliner. But here is our color story. I love it. It reminds me of a sunset. I've picked up a Rephr 15 brush, and I'm going to start in this shade right here. And I am going to buff that in the crease. Typically I like to start with something matte in the crease, but I want to see what happens if I just stick to this palette. The swatch looked pretty soft as well, so I think this should work. Nice color payoff. Next, with a Rephr 14 brush, I'm picking up this deep chocolate, and I am, just a little bit, and I'm going to build that in the outer V. I'm going to pick up a flat brush and I'm going to go in with this really pretty bronze. And I'm going to apply that all over the lid. Ooh. This is so pretty. It's really bright. I love it. I'm going back with my Rephr 14 brush, and I am just going to blend out that outer V. Using my finger, I'm going to pop a little bit of this gold right on the center of the eyelid. Oh, that is so pretty. With a Rephr 3 brush, I'm picking up this metallic berry, and I am going to use that to line the bottom lash line, kind of the outer third. I just wiped that off and I'm going into this really pretty pink salmon shade, and I'm going to take that on the inner half of the lower lash line. Using my Rephr 13 brush, I'm picking up a little bit of that berry, and I'm going to stamp that in the outer V just a little bit to help blend that bottom lash line up. I have another Rephr 3 brush, and I'm picking up the highlighter from the cheek palette, and I'm going to use that in the inner corner. A little bit on the brow bone as well. I think this Marc Jacobs bronze eyeliner in the shade Blitz Coin would look really pretty, so I'm going to use this on the top lash line. I'm going to do the Gucci chocolate eyeliner in the waterline, and then I'm going to coat my lashes with Gucci mascara. Eyes are now done. The last step is lips, so I pulled out my Tutul lipstick. It's just a really pretty nude from Christian Louboutin. I'm going to line my lips with the Beige Natural Lip Liner from Chanel, and then I will probably top them off with a gloss. My makeup for the day is now complete. I have a full face of Christian Louboutin, at least all of the products that I have in my collection. So let's talk about these palettes. I really love them both. I don't have any complaints against either one. Very impressed with the eyeshadows and impressed with the cheek palette as well. The only thing that I said about the cheeks is that I couldn't see a huge difference on the face between the two shades in the palette. That's a pretty normal complaint I have about blush in general if I'm comparing shades. A lot of times once you apply it to the face, because it is meant to be a light flush, It can be difficult to see. Now, the difference in the finish, you can absolutely tell. The coral has a bit of a sheen, this one does not. That is very obvious whenever you apply them, but I think the colors are really pretty. And I think they're nice for summer as well. Spring, summer makeup. The highlighter is even really pretty. I actually prefer it, I think, as an inner corner highlight and even a brow highlight. On the face, it's okay. Again, I don't really love bright, pearly white highlighters, but I think that looks nice. It doesn't look bad. It's not too white. It doesn't look chalky. I think if you like really beaming highlighters, you will absolutely love this palette. So I'm very impressed. The texture is nice and silky, kind of a silky cream powder. They're beautiful. And then I really like this eyeshadow palette. No complaints about any of the eyeshadows. They blended really nicely. No fallout on the cheeks. Very little fallout. Probably the least fallout out of any of the eyeshadow palettes I've been using recently. The texture kind of reminds me of Natasha Denona for some of these. And then this gold is the only one that has more of a true shimmer to it, where you can kind of feel a little bit of the texture, whereas the other ones feel really smooth. They swatched really pretty. They applied easily to the eye, very blendable. I like this look for a first time using it. I'm definitely going to keep playing around with it. I wanted to incorporate all of the eyeshadows. I don't necessarily love these blushes with this palette, but maybe that's my fault. I think this maybe needed more of a neutral cheek. These are so pink that I think it clashes a little bit with the eyes. I'm not sure. I need to watch the video back. I don't hate it. In person, I think it looks nice. And I'm also wearing a lot more blush than I typically would on a daily basis because I wanted to build up the color a little bit. So maybe that's what's throwing me. This bronze shade right here, this is what drew me to the palette, and it did not disappoint. I think that is probably my favorite shade in the palette because it's a really warm orangey bronze. I said it before, I've never been let down by Christian Louboutin Beauty. Is it outrageously expensive? Yes, it is. But if you are a luxury lover and you're used to paying a higher price tag, as long as the quality lives up to the price, I have no problem paying it. I think the packaging is exquisite. The products inside are really beautiful. Is it something you absolutely need? No, you don't. And because we have refillable packaging, this means it's probably going to stick around for a while. So I don't think you have to rush out and buy it right now unless you just really love these colors. Are they worth $78? The palette, I would say yes, because I do think this is rock solid. It's going to last a really long time. I love all of the details. I like the fact that you can still use it as a compact, take the product out, and then store other things in there. So I do like the palette. Definitely worth $78. I wish the price of the products were a little bit lower. But I really can't complain about the quality of the products. I'm impressed with both the eyeshadows and the cheek palette. That completes today's review. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it and you found it helpful to see these products in action. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Leave me your comments, questions down below. As always, I will be linking everything mentioned. Everything on my face will be down in the description box for your convenience. And for more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell.